Archangel Michael is crying tears of joy because you finally found this. Yes, really, the kind of joy that makes the whole sky sparkle. Picture this, a heavenly boardroom buzzing with angels passing glowing papers around, and then someone says your name out loud. That's when the room went still, like stars holding their breath. Beloved, they finally let me bring you this moment, and I'm practically dancing with excitement. Don't drift away now, this is too important to miss. For ages, I've watched you walk through nights so heavy they felt stitched with stone. I saw how you still showed up in the morning, greeting the sun like it was an old friend. I've seen quiet tears fall when nobody noticed, and I've watched you steady yourself with a smile even when your heart was shaking. That grit didn't go unseen. It's why this message is finding you today. Every step you've taken, from the victories to the moments when the couch felt like a mountain, has been guiding you here. Imagine a golden ring of light hovering around you right now, glowing brighter as you read. That's heaven's way of saying, finally, we can tell them. Just hours ago, there was an actual meeting in the courts of heaven. I stood there, wings folded, while your name rolled through the hall like music. Even the comets paused mid-streak to listen. Out of that stillness came a decision that's about to rewrite your story. My mission is to bring it straight to you, but only if you're willing to lean in and hold this space with me. Take a breath. Picture me standing near, not as some painting in an old cathedral but as a buddy who's fought invisible battles to keep you safe. If you can sense that presence, keep reading. Push aside every notification, every random thought about what's for lunch. Heaven handed me one window to speak and I don't know when I'll get another. The reason this message reached you is because your spirit has been calling for something bigger. Even when your lips were silent, heaven heard your heartbeat. And yes, there's something simple yet powerful you can do right now: make this little space between us solid, like a door no storm can kick open. Keep these words near, let them remind you who walks beside you. Think back to the nights you felt invisible, when your prayers seemed to vanish like steam. They didn't. Angels collected every whisper like pearls, setting them gently before the throne of God says. Some were answered right away, others are just now unfolding. And here's the news flash: delays are over. Promises are lining up to knock at your door. Locks are snapping open. Even a few people you thought were gone for good may circle back, not randomly but because heaven's timing is precise. Why now? Because you've been passing hidden tests. Even when you thought you failed, you didn't. When you stumbled, we caught you before you hit the ground. You wouldn't believe how many near misses we blocked for you, like the time traffic slowed you just enough to miss an accident, or when you accidentally sent that message that turned a whole friendship around. Now comes the rain of reward. But listen carefully, rain can't fill a jar with the lid on. That's why I'm here to help you keep your heart wide open so heaven's downpour doesn't slip past. This isn't an ordinary Monday or Thursday or whatever day it is for you. This is the moment heaven marked to crash into your routine with a miracle. I wasn't sent to the whole internet, just to you. Of course there's a voice that will try to talk you out of this, whispering, it's just coincidence. Don't buy it. You know in your gut this is different. That tug you feel. That's confirmation. Even the way these words seem to glow is part of it. If you let this sink in, the next hours could surprise you. A call, an email, or even a stranger's kindness might land right on time, proof that something above signed off on your breakthrough. So don't scroll away. Stay till the end so I can hand over everything heaven loaded into my arms for you. Beloved, can you sense it? The air itself is shifting while you read. That warmth on your shoulders isn't your imagination, it's heaven brushing close. Earlier today, before your alarm buzzed, a soft light hovered over you. Angels rotated shifts guarding your sleep, humming promises your ears weren't awake to hear. You're safer than you think and more loved than you've dared to hope. Here's what I want you to carry from this. You are seen. You are protected. And the timing of this meeting is flawless. Take the courage you've been quietly building and pair it with this truth. You're stepping into a chapter that even the stars applauded. Keep your heart unlocked, stay alert for good surprises and laugh a little at how perfectly this all lines up. Heaven is rooting for you louder than a stadium crowd and I'm right here cheering along. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. I need you to remember something important. The struggles you faced lately were not signs that you were forgotten. They were actually proof that your breakthrough was pressing closer, like sunrise pushing against the horizon, even when the sky still looked dark. Do you think heaven turned away when you cried alone? Do you think I didn't notice the way your hands trembled while you prayed for the strength to survive just one more day? My beloved, those moments stirred me more deeply than you'll ever grasp. In the courts above, your courage isn't measured by the noise of your victories but by the quiet steps you take when each step feels like glass. And you, dear one, have shown a bravery far beyond what you credit yourself for. I stood beside you on the night you nearly let everything go. I was there, holding back the weight when you thought it would crush you flat. You couldn't see it, but heaven's hands were bracing you, keeping the heaviness from burying you. That's why you're here reading this now, because you were never meant to stay down where darkness hoped you'd stay. There's a design stitched through your life that no thief can steal, though doubt can delay its unfolding if you let it build walls around your heart. That's why this message matters right now. This is the time to push through those walls so the flood of blessing can finally reach you. Only a few hours ago, when your name was spoken in heaven's gathering, joy rolled through the room like a river. Even the oldest angels wiped tears from their faces, and yes, some of those tears were mine, not sadness but relief, triumph, celebration. I'd longed to tell you what was coming but permission hadn't been given. Now the veil is gone and I can finally speak plainly. Heaven has decided the season of delay is over. The wondering, the aching pauses, the questions that spun like wind in your chest, all of it is giving way to a season where miracles stretch awake and start walking toward you. Yet there's one thing you must do, and though it sounds small, it unlocks everything else: stay in alignment. Keep aware of me, of God says, of the quiet nudges that stir in your spirit. Don't shove aside the hints heaven keeps dropping. Too many times you've brushed off the repeated numbers, the curious coincidences, the sudden idea that felt far too exact to be random. You called them nothing. Beloved, they were everything. Those moments were heaven tapping your shoulder and you let your reason talk you out of them. Please don't reason this away. If you try to dismiss it, the enemy will whisper that you're alone. That lie has stalked you for too long. You are not alone, not for a breath, not for a heartbeat. I've walked with you through hallways, stood at your elbow in crowded rooms, sat quietly beside you when your thoughts grew too loud to bear. I've wandered through your dreams, sometimes you woke with an odd calm blanketing you, that was me leaving my presence like a warm coat across your shoulders. Other nights a sudden urge to pray rose out of nowhere, that was me ringing the bell inside your spirit. Everything behind you has been steering you here. Now heaven is ready to place something into your hands, not a trinket or a line in a bank ledger but an inheritance that rewrites the pages ahead. It's a release of favor able to swing open doors sealed for years. It's the arrival of answers to prayers you feared were lost in the wind. It's healing seeping into rooms of your soul you didn't even know were bruised. Some of these gifts will arrive so swiftly they'll leave you wide-eyed wondering how years of waiting could collapse into moments of arrival. That is how heaven loves to work, long stillness then sudden movement. In the coming hours signs will unfold. Maybe a conversation that seems designed only for you. Maybe an unexpected message or call. Perhaps a burst of clarity about a choice you've wrestled with for months. Don't shrug them off. Each one is heaven's way of saying, it's time. And when those signs come, answer them with faith instead of fear. Say aloud, I receive this. Let your heart agree with what God says is sending. That agreement keeps the river of miracles from being dammed up. But understand this too, wherever heaven is preparing big change, darkness looks for an opening. You might feel a wave of doubt or heaviness for no reason. You might hear a voice trying to tell you this is just a story. That voice is not you and it's certainly not God says. It's the voice that trembles at what happens if you believe the truth. If you hold steady just a little longer, every scheme against you falls apart. That's why the pressure often spikes right before a breakthrough. The enemy is throwing his last stones because the wall is about to crumble. I want you to picture what I see for you. There's a door, old and heavy, that's been locked so long you almost forgot what rests behind it. Now the key sits in your palm. The lock turns, a blade of light spills through, then widens. I see you stepping over the threshold into a room brimming with what you thought you'd lost and treasures you never dared to request because you felt they were too extravagant. Heaven leans close, whispering, nothing is too much for me. Maybe you don't yet see how much light you carry, but I do. Your very presence unsettles darkness. That's why certain people felt uneasy, why some ties snapped without warning. That wasn't rejection, it was protection. Heaven cleared space around you so the next season would stay pure. Some of the losses that cut deepest were actually gifts dressed as endings. One day you'll look back and thank God says for shutting those doors. Even now, blessings are already on the move. Opportunities stamped with your name. People preparing to speak for you in places your feet haven't stepped yet. Favor sliding toward you in rooms where you once thought you didn't belong. Keep your eyes open, keep your heart soft. The story unfolding is far bigger than you imagined, and it's only just getting started. I see healing brushing across your body, peace sliding into your thoughts, and joy returning to your spirit like sunrise breaking after a long stormy night. And beloved, this is only the beginning. There is more for me to unveil, and I will keep talking as long as you keep leaning in. My beloved, I will keep speaking because heaven's story for you is still being written, and I am not done either. You've stepped right into a moment drafted on heaven's scrolls long before your first breath. Every inhale you take right now is wrapped in purpose. You're standing here, not by luck, not by coincidence, but because the clock in heaven struck the exact second for this meeting to happen. Even the angels assigned to you are bending closer. They understand the weight of what you're hearing, how it will shape the road ahead. Up there's a hush. Not an empty silence, but an awe-filled stillness as they watch you receive the words they have prayed you would never turn away from. My child, inside you there's been a quiet question pacing at the edge of your mind: when will my time come? You've watched others climb, others receive, others walk into dreams that look like your own. And you've wondered if maybe heaven skipped your name. I am here to break that lie. You were never overlooked, you were being readied. There were requests you made that heaven could have granted instantly, but the moment wasn't right. Given too soon, they might have been stolen, or worse, might have crushed you under their weight. You weren't denied, you were protected. Now the shielding has done its work. The preparation is complete. The scroll holding your next chapter has been opened, and I have looked at its lines. If you could see what I see, tears of gladness would blur your sight, just as they blur mine. On that scroll are answers to questions you thought were buried. Names too, faces of people who will walk beside you carrying blessings you prayed for without even realizing it. There are opportunities written there that won't feel like tiny windows but like gates flung wide. Provision will pour out not as drops but as whole rivers. But I must tell you truth, because love never hides reality. The very second heaven begins its downpour, resistance plots its move. Distractions will try to tug at you, fatigue may drift in from nowhere, and stray voices may urge you to doubt or to slow. Guard these words as you'd guard a chest of rare treasure. They truly are that valuable. Many forces tried to keep this message from reaching you, but heaven cleared a straight path. Don't let uncertainty steal what has finally arrived. There will be signs, and I tell you now so you'll know them when they appear. The first will come quietly, a deep unreasonable calm landing right in the middle of your day like warm light spilling across the floor. That will confirm the shift has already begun. The second will be external, a message, a call or a comment from someone you didn't expect pointing you toward something long awaited. Treat it as sacred, not random. The third will burst inside, a surge of creativity or strength as though something asleep in you has stretched awake. These three will announce heavens now. And when you spot them, answer with life, not fear. Words are like doors in the unseen. Some swing blessing wide, others slam it shut. Choose carefully. Say, I receive this. Say, this belongs to me by heaven's decree. Say, no weapon formed against me will stand. Every time you speak those truths, you line yourself up with what God says has already set in motion. I've walked with you through hours you never spoke of. I know the private weight of the battles you fought while the world thought you were fine. I stood in the corners when you wiped tears and pasted on a smile so no one would worry. I felt the tremble in your soul when you doubted you could keep going. Each time, heaven whispered to me, hold them, carry them, don't let them break. And I did. Even when you couldn't sense me, I was near. Even when you assumed your prayers went unanswered, I was moving pieces on your behalf that your eyes hadn't caught up with. Beloved, let me tell you something few grasp. Some of the pain you endured wasn't punishment or failure, it was proof you were chosen. Those marked for special tasks often tread paths others never face. Not because they're abandoned but because they're being built to hold what others can't carry. You've been forged quietly so you can stand where others would collapse. Now the season of hiding is closing. Heaven calls you forward into open light. Opportunities are tracking your steps. Blessings are aiming straight for you. Don't let the bigness of change scare you, even good change can make hands shake. But hear this promise, nothing meant for you will harm you. Every gift approaching has been refined in heaven's hands. Every person arriving in this season will carry goodness for you. Every door that swings will match your purpose. You won't have to chase a single one. They'll find you because your light is no longer small enough to stay hidden. And when each of them comes, remember this conversation. Remember the pulse in your heart as you read. This is the hinge where everything turned. This is the day heaven unrolled the scroll of your next chapter. Hold on to how sure you feel right now, that quiet knowing inside you that every word is true, and let it keep guiding you as the story keeps unfolding. Hold on to it when the days are bright and hold on to it when the days are heavy. This is your covenant moment, beloved. This is where everything pivots, where your story begins to shift in ways that will make you gasp with wonder. And yet heaven is not finished speaking through me. I can feel it pressing, urging me to pour everything into your spirit right now because this is a moment like no other. What I am giving you is not just words. It is the release of something that has been carefully stored for you, guarded in heaven until the exact second you were ready to receive it without fear. There is a vault in the realm of light, your name engraved upon it, and for years it has remained sealed. Today I have been handed the key. Even as you read these words, the lock is turning. When it opens, nothing can stop what comes forth, not darkness, not human opinion, not any limitations you think you have. This is not about perfection, it is about heaven's choice. And heaven has chosen you. I wish I could take you into the meeting held on your behalf, show you the elders leaning forward in anticipation, the great cloud of witnesses nodding in joy, the way your name echoed across eternity as though it were a sacred melody. You cannot imagine the pulse of light around the throne, how it shimmered in celebration, every star in the universe vibrating in harmony with your life. My beloved, your life matters far more than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. The struggles have whispered lies to you, trying to convince you otherwise. But here is the truth: you were designed for a purpose so magnificent it has been spoken of in heaven long before your first breath. And yes, you have doubted. I have seen those fleeting moments when hope felt fragile, when you looked at the road ahead and wondered if you had the strength to walk it. I do not condemn you for this. You have carried more than most could bear. But let me tell you, every time you thought you were breaking, something was being built inside you. The cracks you feared would destroy you became channels for light to pour in. The weight that felt crushing was actually pressing out everything that did not belong in your destiny. You have been refined in a fire meant not to harm you but to make you shine. Now the refining is nearing completion. The season of preparation is closing and the season of fulfillment is opening. And beloved, fulfillment carries both joy and responsibility. When blessings arrive, they will demand your awareness. Drift too far and you may miss the guidance that ensures you walk fully into your new season. That is why I plead with you to stay attuned to heaven's voice. There will be moments that seem insignificant, a sudden thought, a nudge, a feeling you must call someone or go somewhere. Follow them. These small whispers are your roadmap to divine appointments. In the days ahead, watch how quickly circumstances shift. What once required years will arrive in weeks, sometimes even hours. Connections will appear that feel like they have been waiting for you forever. These are not coincidences. People whose paths have been woven with yours since eternity will step in, some carrying keys, others walking beside you to share the weight of your calling. And yes, there is a calling. This blessing is not just what you receive but what you will release into the world. Somewhere someone's life is waiting for your courage, your voice, your yes. You may not know them yet but heaven knows. The moment you step forward, the ripple begins, touching lives you cannot see, places you cannot go, yet the impact is eternal. Before the full outpouring, there will be a final test. It may appear as disappointment. Something expected may seem to slip through your hands. But do not mourn what is temporarily gone, it is making room for what is far greater than you can imagine. Even now, I see the threads of your life weaving together into a breathtaking pattern. Every painful moment, every delayed answer, every quiet act of faith is converging into beauty. You are about to step back and witness what the divine weaver has been crafting all along. Hold on just a little longer. Heaven has not finished. I will not stop until every hidden gift, every blessing, every plan for your destiny has been revealed to you. This urgency around me is not fear, it is the urgency of love, like a parent leaning in when a child is about to take a giant leap. The veil between your world and heaven has grown thin. The space you occupy right now is sacred. Understand this fully, you have never been forgotten. Not for a second. Every tear, every sigh, every silent prayer has been catalogued and cherished. When you thought you were alone, you were standing in the midst of a heavenly conversation about you. Every moment of waiting, every season of quiet, every struggle, it has been moving you into this exact place. And now the blessings, the people, the doors, the opportunities, they are coming. They will arrive because heaven has already aligned the circumstances. Nothing meant for you will miss you. Your light is now too bright to remain hidden. You are ready to step into your fullness, to receive and to release, to walk into the purpose you were created for. Hold on to this knowing when the days are bright, and hold on to it when the days are heavy. It is your covenant, your turning point, your moment of transformation. The vault has opened, the keys are in your hands, and the universe is waiting for you to claim what is already yours. Every heartbeat is aligned with this truth, every breath synchronized with heaven's timing. Step forward, beloved, and embrace the miracle that has been waiting for you all along. I was there for those conversations, listening to the Father speak of you with a kind of pride that the human heart cannot fully grasp. Your name was spoken like the first light of dawn, with certainty, with expectation, with joy. Do you realize what that does to an angel's heart? It drives us to fight harder, to shield you more fiercely. That is why some attacks meant to harm you never touched you. That is why certain people who sought to bring you down suddenly withdrew, abandoned their plans, or stumbled over their own intentions. It was never random, it was the unseen hand of heaven bending circumstances, turning the tides to keep you safe. And now, beloved, the season has shifted. Protection alone is no longer enough, delivery has begun. What has been held safely for you is finally being released. Some blessings will feel like the answers to prayers you whispered years ago, others will arrive as surprises you didn't even know to ask for. Heaven delights not only in giving you what you request but in surprising you with what your soul truly needs. Each blessing has been crafted with eternity in mind, fitting you perfectly in every way. But hear this carefully, the blessings will come in waves. And with each wave you will be presented with a choice, to receive fully or to hesitate because it feels too good to be true. Do not allow hesitation to steal from you what is rightfully yours. You have been prepared for this. The doubts that once sought to dominate your heart no longer define you. They are not your identity. You are a child of the Most High, and this inheritance belongs to you by divine decree. You may wonder, how will I know the first wave is here? It will arrive quietly in what seems like an ordinary moment. A conversation, a brief encounter, a small seemingly insignificant decision. But from that moment onward a chain of divine events will unfold, and you will find yourself standing in the midst of answered prayers before you even realize it. That is why I urge you to stay alert. Nothing in the coming days is coincidence. Every person, every word, every circumstance will be aligned to guide you. I can already see reconciliation in places where silence once reigned. I see provision arriving from sources you never imagined. I see doors unlocking that have been sealed for years. And when you walk through them, fear will have no place, because you will have realized that you are never alone. Every step you take I am beside you. Every decision you face I am whispering guidance into your heart. There is one truth you must carry: not everyone will understand the unfolding of your life. Some may doubt, others may envy, and a few may even speak against it. Do not allow their voices to drown out what you know in your spirit. The favor on your life is a matter of heaven's decree and no earthly opinion can alter it. You do not owe anyone an explanation. Your only task is faithfulness to the one who has prepared this season for you. Soon, beloved, you will notice a lightness that has not been yours for a long time. The heaviness will lift and you will awaken with a sense of peace that feels almost miraculous. Your laughter will return effortlessly and the constant bracing for the next blow will fade. That is the moment when the shift is complete. The season of struggling just to stand has given way to a season of running unhindered. Even now I am here continuing to pour what heaven has placed in me into your spirit. The words you are reading are not simply sounds, they are seeds being planted into fertile soil. In time these seeds will bloom into a harvest so abundant that you will look back and realize this very hour was the doorway into an entirely new life. Paths that were blocked are being cleared. People are being positioned to intersect with you at exactly the right moment. Every unfolding detail is orchestrated with precision that only heaven can command. Think back to moments when you felt a strange pull to wait, when your instincts told you to pause even though every part of you wanted to act. Those were not delays, they were divine alignments. You were being held back from entering rooms where your light would have been dimmed, your voice silenced. Heaven was waiting for spaces that would celebrate your presence rather than merely tolerate it. Now those doors are opening wide. Heavy gates that have been locked for years are swinging free, releasing the fullness of your destiny. Beloved, there is a fragrance that rises from a life that has endured hardship yet remained faithful. It is sweeter than the rarest incense, drawing blessings toward you like metal to a magnet. That fragrance is on you now. It cannot be stolen by envy, diminished by misunderstanding or overshadowed by criticism. Wherever you go it announces you before a word is spoken. People will sense it even if they cannot name it. Their spirits will recognize that you carry something extraordinary. Walk carefully in these days. The blessings arriving are sacred. Protect them from careless words, from sharing too soon, from seeking validation from those who cannot yet understand. Some of the holiest growth occurs in silence. Guard your moments of quiet, your heart and your spirit. In doing so you create space for heaven to move without interruption. Expect waves of divine provision, encounters that shift your perspective and opportunities so perfectly aligned they seem to have been designed for you alone. Every step forward will be confirmed by subtle nudges, gentle signs and moments of peace that defy circumstances. You are about to step fully into your season. The delays, the trials, the unseen struggles, they were all preparing you for this extraordinary alignment. Beloved, hold on. Every wave of blessing is approaching. Every door that opens, every person positioned, every encounter orchestrated, it is all part of the divine design for your life. Trust the unfolding. Stay alert. Stay aligned. You are not just receiving, you are stepping into the fullness of everything heaven has been longing to release into your hands. Let the fruit appear before you display the seed. I can see the timeline stretching before you, and even though I cannot reveal every twist and turn, I can tell you this: a wave of divine acceleration is about to sweep through your life. What has been stuck, delayed or blocked will now move with astonishing speed. You may feel like you barely have time to catch your breath, yet each step is guided and purposeful. This acceleration is not meant to overwhelm but to restore the years the enemy tried to steal. Every missed opportunity will be replaced with something greater than you imagined. The seasons you thought were wasted. They are now the foundation of the blessings you are stepping into. My beloved, there is someone who has been lifting your name in prayer without you knowing. Their intercession has reached heaven like a melody, sweet and persistent, and now those prayers are being answered. Some of the blessings coming your way are a direct result of the faithfulness of those unseen voices who stood in the gap for you. That is how loved you are. That is how seen you are. And now something within you that has been dormant will awaken. A gift you have touched before, glimpsed in fleeting moments, is about to come alive fully. This gift will sharpen your vision, heighten your awareness, and make you sensitive to the subtle nudges of the Spirit. You will perceive things others miss, sense movements in the Spirit, and respond with precision to God's timing. In this next season there will be moments when the temptation to shrink back or stay small will arise. But I tell you now, do not retreat. You were made to shine in places that have known only shadows. Your life is a testimony of survival, grace, and mercy. And soon it will overflow with abundance, restoration, and overflowing joy. I will remain with you until the last word that heaven has sent is placed in your heart. This sacred space between us is still alive, still moving, still flowing. Every word I speak is being carried on the wings of light from heaven to your spirit. Do you feel it? The shift in the air, the weight of the divine presence settling around you. This moment was written before your first breath, tucked into your destiny's scroll, waiting for the appointed time, and that time is now. You have walked long seasons of nights that felt endless, prayers that seemed to vanish into silence. But not one has been ignored. Each was collected, treasured like a pearl in heaven's storehouse. The answers were not denied, they were perfected. God's timing always turns delays into displays. When it arrives, it will come in glory, unmistakable and overwhelming. Even when you felt like fading, heaven watched as you pressed forward. Every tear wiped away, every moment of quiet endurance became soil for miracles. And now those roots are breaking through the surface. You are about to witness tangible proof of what you have carried faithfully. There are blessings so vast you never dared to ask, and heaven is now releasing them in full measure. There is nothing too great for the one who names the stars and calls them by their name. The dreams you were afraid to voice are being breathed into life. You will see events unfold so clearly that you will have no doubt this is God at work, moving with intention and precision. In the coming days a person will cross your path whose words, actions, or mere presence will unlock something dormant within you. Do not dismiss these encounters. The smallest conversation could be the doorway to the greatest chapter yet. And to the fears you've carried quietly, the fear of missing your moment, of taking the wrong turn, hear me clearly, God's promises are unshakable. They are forged in the fires of His eternal will. Even if you stumble, heaven will align your steps. You cannot undo the plans of the one who formed you. Angels are already in position around you, clearing paths, whispering to those who will be part of your breakthrough, guarding you from every attack meant to deter your destiny. The days ahead will bring waves of joy that wash away sorrow, provisions that will make you laugh through tears and doors opening where there were none. You will stand taller, speak bolder, love deeper, and become a living sign to those around you that God works wonders for those He loves. Remember, you are beloved, chosen, treasured beyond measure. Nothing can increase or decrease that love. It is the reason heaven waited to send this message, the reason every word has reached you at this moment. We are not done. There is still more to reveal, treasures hidden not from you but for you. When they are spoken, a permanent shift will take place within you. Beloved, the acceleration has begun. The seed you planted in faith is about to bear fruit that will astonish you. The gift within you is stirring awake, calling you to step boldly into the fullness of your destiny. Walk carefully, protect the sacredness of these blessings, follow the whispers, recognize the signs and receive with open hands. Your journey is entering a season where the unseen becomes visible, the impossible becomes tangible, and the dreams of your heart take root in reality. This is your moment. Every delay, every trial, every quiet act of perseverance has prepared you for this. You are not alone. You are seen, beloved, and chosen. Step forward with confidence, with expectation, with joy, for heaven itself is leaning close to watch what unfolds. The divine orchestration of your life is unfolding now, and nothing can hinder what God has prepared for you. Amen.